Welcome back to the news at 10. Experts have remained divided on the achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari's 1 year in office. The areas of concern revolve around the fight against corruption, improving the court systems, and winning the fight against insurgency. Our next report tells us more.
Legislation have proved inherently good in those areas.
The anticipations around the broadcast by President Buhari on his 1 year in office is comparable to 365 days ago when he took the oath of office, coming on the heels of enticing promises made by the ruling party prior to his election victories. Already, so much has happened in the last 1 year that galvanized a lot of talking points, and as expected, experts are already reacting to his speech. For instance, on the issue of promises made and maybe not kept yet, guests on our special coverage of the 365 days of Buhari had this to say.
If they hadn't come to Nigerians with a huge promise that a whole lot of our people believed, all of this, it would have been shipwreck and all that could have been tolerated. Political parties engage the polity with their manifesto promises and their campaign intentions. And Nigerians make informed decisions based on which of the two ideas they find most acceptable and most desirable per time. Incidentally, it's a once in 4 year cycle. So once Nigerians pitch their tent based on what you are telling them, then they are going to be stuck with it for 4 years. The hope is that you would have told them what you have thought through and what you are capable of doing.
A former officer of the APC campaign organization, however, sees things differently.
I don't think there is any average Nigerian who will beat his chest and say, I am happy that the prices of petroleum products have gone up, that I'm happy that the value of our naira has depreciated, that I'm happy that the cost of obtaining basic things or putting food on the table has gone up. No Nigeria will beat his chest and say that. But the question, which I should actually would love to put back to Nigerians, is this: how did we come to this mess? What brought us here? What factors accentuated this? And what has the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of Muhammadu Buhari, what has he done to ensure that it doesn't get worse? Or what did he not do that had made it got worse? My opinion, in summary, is that we were heading for a shipwreck. We are heading for a colossal disaster. But God, in his infinite mercy, who never wanted Nigeria to be destroyed, who never wanted his people to be decimated or to be eliminated from the face of this earth, provided, as it were, at the right time, a captain that has managed to steer the ship off the course of collusion, off the course of a shipwreck, trying to stabilize it. It is not very well fully stabilized, and that is where we are now. So I would want to say in one sentence, it could have been worse if we did not have Buhari.
The conversation will not be complete without the boggling issue around security and killing in some parts of the country. In assessing the president's performance, Professor Adisa says it is worrisome that Nigeria now has 2 of the 5 most dangerous terrorist groups, and not much environment has been felt in terms of quelling the rampaging Fulani Herdsmen, though there are some credits to his handling of other security issues.
I've seen the transcript of his speech today. I saw Boko Haram, I saw IPOB, I saw Niger Delta militants. There was no single mention of Fulani Herdsmen. Nigeria lost about $12 billion in terms of income that would have been generated just because of the crisis in the North Central, because of the Fulani Herdsmen. So I would have expected him to say, let's compensate these people. I would expect him to say, immediately disarm anybody that carry arms, whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's cattle herdsmen, whether it's IPOB, whether it's Avengers, disarm them. I also expect our president to know that insurgency, criminality breed on a socio-economic milieu.
Because you talk about herdsmen, they are widespread, and you have our units located all over the states that can engage them on the request of the state governor. That's why I keep telling you about the security architecture of this nation. If we keep saying Mr. President, we're not going to get it right. Our institutions will never be built. Everybody that has a responsibility to the security of human life should wake up to that responsibility.
The legal luminaries who spoke are of the opinion that a considerable effort has been demonstrated in the fight against corruption, but are disturbed that there are challenges in obeying court orders. They also preferred some solution to improving court processes and possible ways of quickly repatriating proven stolen wealth.
Those in whose jurisdiction your funds are kept, that money is aiding the economy of their systems. So they will put in place any obstacles possible to prevent you from taking that money. They will even tell you to show that how you're going to use the money. But government needs to be very frontal with them. Once you have identified funds that are due for repatriation to Nigeria, give timelines.
There are no doubts that the pressure is on as government starts the second year in office. Security is a talking point and will be if things don't improve. The economy is another. Several other promises made will remain prime on the hearts of the people. Time will definitely play a role in rewriting the current narrative. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
More reactions continue to trail the president's first year in office. This time it's from the streets as Nigerians give their assessments of the performance with regards to security, economy, welfare and anti-corruption. While some of the respondents applaud the administration's efforts at tackling corruption, others fault its economic policies.
The streets, which gave the present administration power to govern after 1 year, now present what they feel about its impact. First, from Adamawa State in the northeastern region of the country, the administration gets a thumbs up for fighting insurgency.
President Buhari has, restored peace to especially the northeast part of the country. He has also taken the issue of the IDPs with the international community, that is both internally and externally. I would say well done for that.
The feeling is mutual in Kwara State, north central Nigeria, however, with a charge to do more.
We will give the Mr. President a pass mark in the aspects of security. But in terms of fighting corruption and economy, I think that Mr. President needs to do more in ensuring that people really convinced about his ability to deliver on the promises.
Yes, he's trying, and we can see, but Nigerians don't directly feel that. We want to see food on our table. We want to be able to see lights. We want to be able to have fuel. You know, little things that will make Nigerians comfortable.
In Imo State, southeastern Nigeria, effort by the current administration to better the country's image abroad receives an applause.
Today, a Nigerian will travel into international world and there will be a respect accord to those Nigerians, unlike before. We are being branded as the most corrupt nation, but because of the coming of President Muhammad Buhari and the Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Nigeria names have been written in a very good condition in this country.
The assessment continues on the street of Ondo, southwest Nigeria, where the Buhari's administration gets more review.
Those manifestos he made, particularly about corruption, he has actually digging it deep. And look at the way that we are having a lot of revelations of people stashing the country's money away, and is making all efforts to bring this money back.
Let me just raise him 50% now, because I've not yet seen what he has done, but at least 50% okay.
From Kaduna State, the roles allocated to women in this administration makes the cut, alongside other issues relating to the economy.
Less than 5 women in the cabinet, and it's not supposed to be like that. The women should be carried along. We should be able to implement the 30% affirmative action. Then on the issue of the economy is in shambles. Honestly, Nigerians are not happy.
Finally, from Cross River State, our respondent says the administration is deserving of everyone's support.
We need to support him and then work with him to see how we can stamp out corruption from the country. So that aspect of his administration is obvious and is a strong message to all Nigerians.
It's obvious Nigerians are watching and are prepared to hold this administration accountable for every promise made. This, no doubt, is a right step towards deepening democracy in the country.
So we asked Nigerians to vote on how they feel the Buhari administration has performed in the last year. Here is how the government was rated. More people voted that President Buhari's performance is good, while others voted that he performed poorly, while less people think he did averagely. On aggregate, about 1,500 people voted good, less than 500 voted average, while about 1,400 say he performed poorly. A poll was gotten across the different platforms set up by Channels Television. Residents of Makurdi, the Benue state capital, are lamenting the lack of safe and portable water despite an investment of 5.2 billion naira in the Greater Makurdi Waterworks in the last 6 years. Our community report tonight takes a look at the plight of the people and efforts by the state government to address the situation.
Etisala, now you're talking.
Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink, is a line in the rhyme of the ancient mariner, which may ring true for residents of Makurdi, the Benue state capital, in spite of the presence of the river Benue, if the water scarcity is not addressed. Residents speak of inadequate water supply, walking great distances to get water from a broken pipe, ironically right in front of the Benue State Water Treatment Plant.
I really don't understand the problem of water in Makurdi, metropolis, because I was born in Makurdi and we enjoyed water in Makurdi. Right now I don't understand why we can't recirculate water in Makurdi. There's no water in my house, there's never run in my house. We come here to fetch water every day. Look at the level of wastes. We come here to fetch water. In cans, you have to drop kids in school and then run here to fetch water every day. It's so pathetic. We buy water in Makurdi and we have a river in Makurdi. It's very embarrassing.
I will come here like twice a day, morning and evening, just to get water that will like take us, let me just say, the whole day. Like the distance is much. At least the governor should just like try to help us. At least just one located pipe-borne water should be around that area. At least it's okay for us.
The state's Ministry of Water Resources deny a claim by residents that the poor supply is also because of conflict of interest in mobile water tankers.
You see, the issue of water tankers going to fetch water there and people carrying buckets on their head to go and fetch water there doesn't really have anything to do with directors trying to sabotage. Directors cannot sabotage distribution of water if pipes are laid all over the town. But you see, the tankers come here, we don't have this water coverage. I have a map, I will give you the scheme. It covers a very short, it doesn't cover up to slightly beyond road safety, new GRA, judges' quarters, some part of high level. So if somebody needs water from these places, and then you know Nima is a new layout, Modern Market, International Market is a new layout, Honor Occupier is a new layout, most part of North Bank is not covered. So if somebody needs water in North Bank, what does he do? It's only through the tanker that you get water there.
Recently, the governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, approved the disbursement of 4.7 million naira to fix broken water supply pipes. Amidst claims the job was not executed, the general manager, Benue State Water Board, tries to set the record straight.
When these monies were released to us, which was just 4,700,000 and something naira, we appropriated it as it should be, because as much as we were working on these asbestos cement pipes, the more we repair, the moment there is a strength here, the next point you discover a major leakage. And so it went like that. What we estimated was even, what was given to us was more, far less than what was estimated.
He offers an explanation as to the water generation and supply as he obliges a tour of the water treatment plant.
The one that was kept in Boko, they just took it and dropped in Boko in the store. It cannot do any work for that Boko waterworks. The generators, the branch generators that were bought are there in Boko. And Boko has been down for the past 14 years. So for somebody to come and lay allegations, which I had myself, that I picked a generator, this issue went to every place, which I was called to answer. The management of the board said this has been a proper documentation that arranged that the removal of the generator for the lighting.
As far as the governor of Benue State is concerned, a solution lies in public-private partnership.
Why we're waiting for an investor to come and take over the reticulation of Makudi Waterworks. Temporarily, we should use the old pipes. So the amount we approved was just a meager sum to help them circulate water while we're waiting the investor to come and take over the reticulation.
Seeing light at the end of the tunnel is what the residents of Benue State hope for the Benue State government to put in place the required measures to end the water scarcity, so the situation can become a case of water under the bridge.
Now you're talking.
Nigerian journalists have been asked to raise the quality of their reportage and meeting up with the mandate of educating the public. The managing director of Promasidor Nigeria Limited, Mr. Oliver Terry, gave this advice at the 2016 Quill Awards in Lagos. Mr. Terry says the essence of the Quill Awards is in recognition of the role of journalists in national development.
It's another occasion to reward the hard work of Nigerian journalists who have distinguished themselves in their professional pursuit. Promasidor Nigeria Limited is rewarding journalists who have contributed immensely to national development through creativity and balanced stories with the Quills Awards.
Based on this realization of the important role of the media in our economy, the management of Promasidor Nigeria in 2012 conceptualized an initiative that would allow for assessing, recognizing, and rewarding excellence for outstanding journalistic work.
In order to ensure fairness in the selection of winners of the competition, there is a panel of judges who scrutinize submitted entries for this year.
Our contestants need to go back to first principles of the profession, of the myriad subjects that they have to cover. Simplicity is another golden rule. So is respect for facts.
Winners in different reporting categories were called to receive their awards, which come with a plaque and a digital multimedia device, while the winners in the photo category went home with a plaque and a high-definition camera. And now is the moment everyone has been waiting for, as Ajibola Hamzat of Guardian newspaper wins the Quill Award overall Best Reporter of the Year. He receives a 4-week all-expense-paid trip to the United Kingdom for a Thompson Foundation training.
I was extremely excited because I didn't even plan to submit my entry. Somebody just sent me a message that, please, do you mind submitting your story? Now, my way story. Now,
Promasidor reiterates its commitment to continue to reward journalists for their contributions to national development.
They should keep doing what they know how to do best. That's work harder, be more courageous, more investigative, more research, and at the same time inform the public.
As Promasidor strives to promote more depth and excellence in news reportage in Nigeria, much more is expected from Nigerian journalists in the task of interfacing between the government and the people.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton wins the 10th Monaco Grand Prix, closes gap on the Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. We have more in sports news. Please stay with us.